it is specifically this false ego that is suffering happiness and distress. The soul cannot become angry at others, since he is not personally enjoying or suffering. Rather, the false ego is doing this. Our old friend, the false ego. I'm angry with you. I like you. I'm happy. Now he says, he's going on, he says, okay, it must be the time factor, kala. If we accept time as like sometimes, I'm in bed, I'm really unhappy these days. It's not my time now. You hear people say, really, it's not my time. My business is down, my family's down, my wife doesn't like me, and I'm really sad now. It's not my time. We have our happy times. A time, even they sing songs, write poems. A time for happiness, a time for love, a time for poetry, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So they go on like this. So it's not my time now. And sometimes, you're on the top of the world. All right, it's my time, okay. Everything's, I'm winning, I got all this money and everybody's my friend and everybody likes me, my body's healthy and I'm having a good time, all right. Right? If we accept time as the cause of happiness and distress, that experience still cannot apply to the spirit soul, since time is a manifestation of the Lord's spiritual potency, and living entities are also expansions of the Lord's spiritual potency manifested through time. Certainly a fire does not burn its own flames or sparks, nor does the cold harm its own snowflakes or hail. In fact, the spirit soul is transcendental and beyond the experience of material happiness and distress. At whom, therefore, should we become angry? The material body is dull matter, and it does not experience happiness, distress, or anything else. Because the spirit soul is completely transcendental and eternal, he should fix his consciousness on the transcendental Lord, who is beyond the duality of happiness and distress. It is only when transcendental consciousness falsely identifies with dull matter that the living entity imagines that he is enjoying and suffering in the material world. This illusory identification of consciousness within matter is called false ego, and this is the cause of material existence. On the basis of false ego, the bodily covering factually overwhelms the spirit soul, and thus one falsely enjoys and suffers that which has no relationship with oneself. One who can understand the sublime teachings of this Brahman, spoken by the Lord Krishna to Uddhava, because Lord Krishna told this story, will never again suffer the terrible anxiety of fear within the material world. Etam sastaya paratmanishtam adyashitam purvat mahar maharshivi aham drishyami durantaparam tamo mukandangri nishevayevat. This is his final prayer. This is often the sannyasis, they chant this prayer. I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nescience or ignorance by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. This was approved by the previous acharyas who were fixed in firm devotion to the Lord, Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you're still alive, this is like an eight round bout. Now maybe we're resorting to kung fu or something, but if you can bear with me, if you can tolerate anymore. But this is very interesting. These are further explanation. The definitions are the same thing, but I like these. The more we hear the definition, maybe it'll sink in. Here the author says, false ego is the illusory combination of the eternal conscious soul and the temporary unconscious body. Right? Like you're conscious of this hand and aware of this hand because your awareness is being spread there. It's carried through the bloodstream, through the blood. But they give some shot of Novocaine in there, then that kills all those nerves and that connection between that hand and your brain and your mind, and that the consciousness has been temporarily impaired there. So there's no awareness. So actually the body is always like that. Only because the consciousness is spreading there through the nervous system or brain or whatever you want to say, but basically there's a consciousness, then there's some awareness. So the body is actually unconscious. Like when you're in deep sleep, someone can come and poke you and everything. You won't even feel it. If you're in deep sleep, you won't feel it. You're not conscious of your body.
Well, I was just thinking that you said consciousness was the energy of the spirit soul. So how can matter overcome spirit? How can matter overcome? How can we feel numbness? It's the energy of the spirit soul. So
no, it's not the soul. The energy. How can you feel numb? The thing is that the consciousness is not overcome. It's just you can say it's there. Otherwise, there would be the body would not live. When the soul withdraws from the body doesn't live. So consciousness is there, but it appears the connection between consciousness, our awareness of this thing, the consciousness is still there, but somehow that drug has diminished impeded our awareness. How it happens, when you get a shot, you see it happens. But if we're not conscious of it, but you can say consciousness is there, but we're not conscious of it. So when that effect of that drug wears off, then you can have some sensation.
That's why it still continues to live, it doesn't go dead.
Yeah, the consciousness is still there, otherwise you'd be dead, right? So consciousness is always spread throughout the body, that's maintaining life. When the soul leaves, that energy of the soul, which is expressed as consciousness, withdraws from the body, then the body shows no life symptoms and no response to it. You can poke it all you want, and there's no response. And you haven't put any anesthesia there. You can touch it all you want, but there's no response. It doesn't say ow or anything.
So our feeling that there is consciousness is also, our feeling is our mind, which is matter. So basically, that drug is just matter's overcoming matter, but spirit is there.
Yeah, the undercurrent is spirit is there. But the interface is because the soul is interfacing with this body through these different levels, through these different agencies. One is the mind and intelligence, like that. But the energy, that's why I say consciousness is called the energy of the soul. Like it's consciousness is not affected by the drug, but our awareness of that hand is affected. The point they're trying to make is that this body is unconscious. Like if the soul comes out of the body, you can poke it all you want, but soon when the soul's in the body, ow, you feel that sensation because consciousness is there, awareness, and you're responding to it. This is the idea. That's why he's saying that eternal conscious soul and temporary unconscious body. This is the definition that's given. This is what introspection is about, to see what is the situation. Am I this body? But because for so long we're just all we know is this body, and we don't think about these things. As the embodied spirit soul, or the spirit soul within this body, loses external consciousness when his senses are overcome by the illusion of dreaming, or the death-like state of deep sleep, so a person experiencing duality, material duality, must encounter illusion and death. Impelled by false ego, one dreams of the material world without God and makes plans to lord it over the world, to exploit her resources. So this is it's just a small entry. That it's like this, our whole idea, as we say, our whole sense of reality is like a dream. It's just a dream. Prabhupada often uses this daydream and night dream concept. At night we think that's really me. And we identify it, we even have physical experiences. So in the daytime we identify this is me and we have physical experiences. And some of those give us happiness, those physical experiences, and when we're awake, and some give us distress. But that's all happening to the body. And at night we're dreaming, and there's a dream body. Our eyes are closed, our ears are closed, everything closed, but in the dream body, you're acting. And then you're in that dream body, you're experiencing some happiness. Sometimes fear, and just, and you wake up, and your mother says, what's wrong? Oh, mommy, I saw the boogeyman, or whatever. I saw the boogeyman, or somebody came, Somebody's there. Who's there? Nobody's there. But you're thinking it's very real. And you're really afraid, and your heart is palpitating, and you're perspiring. But is it real? No. Well, you say it's a dream. So is this tangible? That what we call this tangible? That dream is intangible, but it's real, and we have experience, happiness and distress. And this external reality, awake, so-called awake, is tangible, And we have experience in happiness and stress, and we call this real, not a dream. But it's also a dream, as far as the soul is concerned. The soul is a passive observer. The soul is a sakshi, or witness of it all. You're witness. Who's seeing the dream? Who's dreaming? The body's dreaming? The Atma is dreaming. The soul is, just for example, if when you die, they can put these little electrodes on your head and measure the brain pattern. And they study the brain, like sleep study. They study in psychology sleep. So when a person first, when he's lying in the bed, there's certain alpha and beta waves going up and down. Wah, 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 wah. Then when it goes wah, wah, then they say, oh, now he's in sleep. Then it goes woo. Now he's in deep sleep. But if they put those things on a dead body, what kind of things are you going to find there? Nothing. There's no waves, nothing going on. Just 1 second, everything's brain, everything's cerebellum, cerebrum, everything's there. What's that? But the observer is not there. The dreamer, the seer is not there. The sakshi is not there. The soul is the seer, not the eyeball. The eyeball doesn't see. It's only a piece of glass and a magnifying mechanism. The seer is the Atma. When the Atma leaves, then there's no more sleep. When we're awake, then we think, when we wake up, it's, oh, this is me, and I have, oh, this gives me happiness, this gives me distress. And someone comes up and you say, you're dreaming. Why do you think your wife is causing you unhappiness? You're dreaming. It's just a dream. What do you just snap out? Oh yeah, I'm just dreaming. There's no wife. There's no unhappiness. But it seems so real. But it seems like she's really there. I can touch her, and she can slap me, and I can slap her. It seems very real. See, look, I got a red mark here. She went like this. So when you dream, you also get a slap, and you're sweating, and you get some reaction, physical reaction in the physical body. So that dream is real? You say, no, that's a dream. So why is a dream called a dream? Everything, but same thing. Happiness and distress, physical responses, happiness and distress. But your eyes are closed. Now you open your eyes, and you have physical responses, and happiness and distress. But that's real. You see the idiocy of it? If your eyes are open, it's real. If your eyes are okay, it's closed. Like you stand in front of your wife. You open your eyes, oh, you're a wife. I close my eyes, oh, you're not there. You don't exist. This is like foolishness. But this is. Let's see how foolish we are, because we operate out of this dream concept. We're living the dream. Daydream, night dream, Prabhupada used to say.